Good to have you back here on TVC News Hour. Let's take you back now to our story on the group Youth Next that staged a peaceful protest to mark the International Youth Day. We have the research strategy person, Opeyemi Oriniowo, here in the studio to talk more on the march and the aim of the group. It's good to have you join us on the News Hour.
Thank you.
So tell us more about the march earlier you guys held today and some of the calls you're making from the government of the day.
Thank you very much. Youth Next is a youth-led civil society organization, and our interest is that of Nigerian youth. We believe that since the advent of the Fourth Republic, Nigerian youth have not received the dividend of democracy. So our message today is to mark the International Youth Day and to clamor for the domestication of the Not Too Young to Run bill that was recently passed by the Nigerian Senate. We commend the action of the Nigerian Senate for heeding to the call of the Nigerian youth by passing that bill. And our march today right now is to Lagos State House of Assembly as well as to all the 36 states to immediately domesticate this bill. That it's time to allow young people to get into office. If we account for over 63% of the electorate, and we are fit to join the military at 18 and die by at the bullets of Boko Haram, then we should be fit to also lead ourselves.
And how's the reception at the Lagos State House of Assembly?
We must commend the leadership of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Before now, we wrote to them that we'll be coming, and they granted us an audience, though there was a little altercation here and there, but it was resolved, and we're able to make our claims. Okay.
All right, so we saw the leader of the State House of Assembly, Saina Agubiade, addressing members of your organization. Were you convinced? Because some of you were saying, look, we do not want a situation where you say this and you don't carry your words through. Were you convinced that, yes, they will mean what they have said to you?
Quite frankly, those protests, we're just using today being our activity day to mark the Youth Day, to continue to, to advocate for these things that we've been advocating for even before now. While he was addressing us, he made claims that he also was one time on this side of the divide. That it just happens now that he's also in office. So, he's trying to talk to us that he understands where we're coming from, and he's a product of the system and he's agitating, So we understand that most of these people who have gotten into leadership position were once in our position clamoring for this. But most often than not, they get to the other side and become something else. They don't deliver. So saying that, it's good that you understand.
Okay, and talking about clamors, one of the ones you're making is an end to the abuse of youths during campaigns and electioneering processes. But what's the impact if you're taking this message to the governments rather than the youths of the day? Is it not better to tell the youths to go ahead and tell the youths to stop allowing themselves to be used rather than those using them? Right.
I think you've said it. Before now, the advocacy we've been trying to do is that we realize that the problem that Nigerians youth have had before now is organizing ourselves, speaking with one voice. By the time we organize ourselves and speak with one voice, we'll be able to actually achieve our aim. So part of what Youth Next is doing, like you've rightly said, is actually organizing the Nigerian youth. We need to know that we have a problem. We need to be able to bring ourselves together and say, this is what we demand. Who says, part of our aspirations right now is come 2019. There's nothing stopping us from having a young person from amongst us represent us. If we're the ones that put you there, not a godfather, you will deliver for the people who gave you that vote. So that's part of what Youth Next is clamoring for at all political party levels. We're involved in the last local government election in Lagos State, clamoring for them to reduce the price of how much it costs to purchase tickets, things like that. So we want you to get into active office, moving from followership to us ourselves, leading ourselves. That's part of our mission.
Okay. All right, Opeyemi Oriniowo, we thank you very much indeed of the next the Youth Next organization. Thank you very much indeed for coming to talk to us, and we do hope that yes, the leaders will heed to your calls.
Thank you so much. Thank you.